Hey boys and girls, Matt Comer here, Knoxville, Tennessee's Dean of Fun, and today we're going to be working on addition facts up to 5. And so we're going to start off with a simple problem. That problem is going to be 3 plus 1. And it equals, and then I'm going to draw a box. Okay? So we're going to solve this problem by using 3 different ways. The first way is going to be by using cubes. The second way is going to be by using pieces of paper. And the third way, we're going to actually draw bubbles. And that way, if you don't have cubes or paper, you can always learn how to show your work on your paper, which is super important. So anyways, let's talk about some of the things that are on here first. This is a plus sign. Whenever you see a plus sign, that means you're adding. You're putting things together. That's what I teach my kindergartners. So when you add, you put things together. This is an equal sign, and the equal sign means same as. So whatever's on this side has to be the same as this side. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll use our cubes first. I have the number 3, so I'm going to represent that number with cubes by using that same amount. So 3, 1, 2, 3, and I just chose the cubes at random. The colors don't really matter. And then 1, I'm going to put the 1 there. Now that I have my work, I'm going to double check. So I've got 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Now since I'm adding, I'm putting them together. I'm going to put them together, slide them to the other side, and I'm going to put them in a straight line, otherwise known as a column, straight up and down. And now I'm going to count that. Now the answer to an addition problem is what you would call a sum. So the sum is going to be however many cubes I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. 4 is the sum of my problem. So you could read this 2 different ways. The way that I just read it, 3 plus 1 equals 4. Or you could read it like this. 3 plus 1 is the same as 4. Because remember, the equal sign means same as. Cool. Let's put the cubes up. And now we're going to do the same problem. But this time, we're going to use pieces of paper. So I have some ripped up pieces of paper here. I have some purple paper and some red paper. And I'm going to kind of go through using the same strategy. This time I'm going to use purple for my first number and red for my second number. There's no real particular reason why I'm doing that. I'm just doing that. So anyways, so I have the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I have plus 1. That means I'm going to be adding 1 more. So I'm going to grab 1 red. So 1, 2, 3, and 1. Now remember, when we're adding, when you see that plus sign, it looks like a lowercase t. It means you're putting things together. So you got to put things together, put them all together, bring them over here. Now I'm going to put them in a nice, neat line with space in between them. And then I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the answer that we got when we used the cubes. So there we have it. Using cubes, we got a sum of 4. Using paper, we got a sum of 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. 3 plus 1 is the same as 4. Now I'm going to show you another way to show your work. And this way is for those of you that might be working at home or at school, and you might not have blocks to show your work. You might be tempted to use your fingers, but I tried to discourage my students from using their fingers because once you get past addition and subtraction problems going past 10, then, well, you only have 10 fingers. So you can't use your fingers anymore. So we have to know other ways to solve problems. Now I'm going to show you a trick using bubbles. So we have the number 3. This time I'm going to draw 3 bubbles. 1, 2, 3. And then underneath the 1, I'm going to draw 1 bubble. 1. It's really important that you make bubbles and not just dots. Dots can get really confusing, and I'll also show you why I use bubbles instead of dots here in a second. So now that I have my 3, I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3. I have the 1, 1. Now I'm going to put them together. And the way that I show that is just by drawing a giant circle around all the bubbles. And now they're all kind of together. It's almost like I drew a fence around them. Okay? So now, the reason I use bubbles is because when I'm counting my bubbles to find my sum, I'm going to put a dot in the middle of the bubble to let me know that I've already counted that bubble. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the sum was 4, or the answer was 4. And you can see here I have plenty of space in between my bubbles. It's very nice and neat. And each dot inside the bubble means that I did count every bubble. So I'm almost 100% sure that my answer is correct. I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. I'm good to go. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. Or you can say 3 plus 1 is the same as 4. Alright, boys and girls. So I hope that you can try out some of these tricks when you are adding at home or at school. And make sure you check out some of my other videos if you want some more tips on how to add. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. I'm going to go ahead and erase this now. Get to work. Why are you still there? Get to work.